What's up, Yugi Bros? It's Connor with another Duel video for you guys. Today, we are taking an interesting... Oh god, the volume. We're taking an interesting turn at Burn. We're gonna call this Bowganian lock, although it's not so much a lock as it's just a Bowganian stall, more or less. It's basically just your average burn deck with Bowganian as our main catalyst. Basically stick it on the field to see how long it can last on the field and inflict 600 every standby phase, or more depending on how many Bowganians you have. Our opponent is playing Ectoplasmic Fortification Zombies. For the people that do not know, this skill says once per turn, if you control a zombie monster, you can place one counter on this card. All zombie monsters you control gain 100 attack and lose 100 defense for each counter on this card. Any battle damage you take from battles involving your zombie monster is doubled. So it's a pretty big downside, but it's a buff that stays outside the game. It's not a field spell or a continuous spell or anything like that. So it's a buff that we can never out, and it makes these guys really big. In addition, they're playing stuff like Bashing Shield, which makes their boys even bigger. This deck can pump out really big monsters fast. And for the people that haven't realized it, Soma the Spirit is in fact a zombie monster. So this card as well can take full advantage of this skill, and put in some work indeed. We're playing Twisted Personality, the one that says each time a player loses life, you put a counter on it, max 3. Once returning to the main phase, you can use one of the following skills. You either remove 2 counters to discard a random card from your opponent's hand, or you remove 3 counters to destroy a face-up card your opponent controls. We're playing Burn, so this is probably the best skill to use with anything that burns. But also, this is just a generically good skill right now in general, because you need to do damage to win games, and it just matters on people losing life. It doesn't matter if it's inflicting through card effects or whatnot, so any form of losing life points results in a counter for this card, which is awesome. We elected to go first because we are a burn deck and we would like to set up. So we start out with Amazona Swordswoman. We're playing this because any battle damage inflicted to her gets redirected to your opponent, which is really strong. We also play Lava Golem in the side deck, so that's really cool with that. We're going to set Wheel and Zoma and pass. We also play Sphere Karibo in this deck because of stuff like this. We also want a wall with Bowganian, but also this thing, we can switch anything to the defense mode. Not really so much in this situation, but let's say, for example, our opponent is a Blue Eyes and they swing. Granted, with its Blue Eyes, usually you'll take the damage, but hey, you want to do some more damage, put that Blue Eyes in defense, have this swing into the Blue Eyes, they take the difference between this card's attack and that monster's defense, and then this sticks around for another turn, so it's really cool with that, cool synergy. They open Double Costin, Dragon Zombie, Bashing Shield, and Zoma the Spirit, or I'm sorry, one Costin they drew into the second one. So they're going to normal Dragon Zombie. They're going to flip Ectoplasmic Fortification because you have to control a zombie to add a counter to this card. So they will get the first counter, giving it 100 extra attack points. This counter should actually be on here. I think we changed that in a second. They set a Zoma. They set the Bashing Shield as a bluff. They go into the battle phase and immediately swing into Swordswoman. We're going to Sphere Karibo that because this thing's defense is 0. But even if it wasn't, it loses 100 defense per counter. So, I mean, it's not going to be overly strong anyways. On their end phase, we're going to flip Zoma the Spirit. We're currently playing it with the rule where this does not take the trap zone. I'm not sure what's official yet. For a while, I've been playing Zoma that it does take the trap zone. But as of right now, a lot of people are playing that it doesn't still sit in the zone. That's the OCG rules. Eventually that should get changed over here. I'm not sure if it has or not officially yet, but so that's where we're at with this currently. So we draw into Sphere Karibo. We're going to switch Zoma to attack mode. We're going to go into the battle phase and have Swordswoman swing into Dragon Zombie, and we're going to have Zoma attack directly for 1800. That'll put a counter on our skill, and we'll pass. On their end phase, they're going to flip Zoma the Spirit. They're going to draw into Dust Tornado. Put the second counter, there you go, now the 2 counters are on Ecto. This is a zombie, so they get to put a counter on that. But even if not, they summon Double Costin. They're going to set Dust Tornado. They're going to switch Zoma to attack mode and go into battle phase. This is currently at 1900 because of this. They're going to swing into our Swordswoman. We're going to Nightmare Wheel it. We'd rather not Nightmare Wheel Zoma. There's more than one ways to kill Zoma, so we might as well hit the monster that's going to stay on the field regardless. They're going to have Zoma attack Swordswoman, but we're going to Sphere Karibo that. We draw into Floodgate Trap Hole. Another good stall card, especially when you're playing something that just needs to sit in the field like Bowganian. Sorry we didn't open it to showcase the beauty. We're going to set Floodgate. We're going to go to battle phase and have Swordswoman attack Zoma. They're going to take it, so we take the 1500. Keep in mind, this card redirects battle damage, but Zoma inflicts the monster's attack as effect damage, so this effect does not apply, so we take the full damage. But it does put our counters up to 3 for Twisted Personality. They draw on a Pyramid of Wonders. It's a really cool card that gives zombie monsters 200 attack for each card, for every monster their opponent controls. And if exactly one zombie monster you control and other cards would be destroyed, you can send this card to the grave instead. Also a really cool card. They're going to normal summon the second double cost, and we're going to Floodgate Trap Hole that, keeping it face down. They're going to set Pyramid of Wonders as a bluff. They're going to flip Dust Tornado into the battle phase on our Nightmare Wheel, and they're going to have double cost and swing into Swordswoman. They will take the 200 damage, but we lose our monster. Now, this is another interaction. It inflicts any battle damage is doubled, and this redirects battle damage, but I'm not sure if that doubles it or not, because it's this card's effect. It might still, we didn't do it just in case, but it actually doesn't make a difference in this game, so. So we draw on a Bowganian. This is the card, 1300 attack, 1000 defense, level 3, Dark Monster Machine. It's cute actually, it's a Dark Machine you can play in Heavy Metal Raiders. During each of your standby phases, inflict 600 to your opponent. That's all it does. But if you can stick this on the field for like one turn at least, you can put a counter on this, or multiple counters. If you have this in Nightmare Wheel, this can get 2 counters every standby phase. It can get really cool. We're going to discard or detach our 3 counters on Twisted to pop our opponent's double cost in. Keep in mind this can't flip because of Floodgate. Unfortunately, we hit the end phase and we misclicked and meant to go into battle phase, and our opponent gladly allowed us. Our Zoma is going to attack their double cost in, and our Bowganian is going to attack directly for 1300. So that put a counter back on our thing. They draw into another cost in. They're going to normal summon that, put their counter up a bit, activate Pyramid of Wonders and Bashing Shield. At this point, this thing's going all in. So this has 2 counters, essentially. It gives this 400 attack, 200 for every monster we control. This has 3 counters on it, so it's at 2,000 plus the 400. There is 24. Bashing Shield giving it another 1,000, and they won't take battle damage from attacks involving it because of Bashing Shield. So this thing is at 3,400, swinging over our Bowganian. We have to take that, and it puts us down to 200, which is insane. It does leave us wide open to Zoma. However, if Zoma swings here, it'll result in a draw, because they'll take the damage, but we'll take the effect damage. So all of a sudden, whoop, a little fast forward there. So all of a sudden, we're both at 200. We draw on a Windstorm, we set it, we switch Zoma to defense, and we pass. They draw onto Adhesion Trap Hole. It's another cool card to lower opponent's monsters' attack points. Really good here because this deck is just produces a bunch of beat sticks, so you want to make sure that you can keep field presence with your beat sticks. So Adhesion's cool for that. They're going to pass, keeping Caution in attack mode. We're going to draw Floodgate Trap Hole, set it. We're going to flip Windstorm, switching Caution to defense, switching Zoma to attack to have Zoma get rid of the Caution in the battle phase. We're first going to use our skill to discard their card in hand. Then we're going to swing in here, and we forget their Pyramid of Wonders can protect it, so I feel like that was kind of a waste of a Windstorm, but it does get rid of Pyramid. So now it is only 3,100 attack, still huge nonetheless. They're going to put another counter on their skill, so now it's getting a pump of 500, but also 1,000, so this thing is at 32. They're going to pass once again, not even summoning the Dragon Zombie, no real reason to. We're going to draw a Nightmare Wheel, we're going to set Nightmare Wheel. That Nightmare Wheel should be game for us unless they have an out. They draw into Adhesion. They put another counter on Ecto. They pass. We draw Windstorm, and on our standby phase, we'll put Nightmare Wheel on it. Then standby phase, it burns them for game. So a little mishmash, a little awkward way to win there, but works out nonetheless. So game 2. You can see they sided into Twister for our Zoma and Nightmare Wheels and such. So they open Dragon Zombie, double costed Teuton Mask, and Twister. I'll explain Teuton in a second. We open Sphere Karibo, Nightmare Wheel, Zoma, the Spirit, and Bowganian. Teuton Mask says when a spell trap is activated that targets exactly one zombie on the field and no other cards, negate and destroy it. We figure they sided that in for Nightmare Wheel, especially, which is really good actually in this situation. They elected to go first, so they summon their Dragon Zombie, they put a counter on their Ecto, they're setting Teuton and Twister, and they're going to pass. We draw into Half Shut, we sided Half Shut in. Half Shut's really cool. We're playing Floodgate in the main deck, just to sit on things longer, like flip the Moth face down and not deal with it, but Half Shut comes real clutch in a lot of other matchups, specifically this one, because if you do any battle damage to your opponent, the damage is doubled, so we can reduce them. Let's say this attacks over Bowganian and it's 1600, half shot can make it 800. It won't die, but they'll take 500 from the difference, but because of this they'll take 1000, so it can get really easy for us to get wins there. But also it can make this thing survive a battle. If this is in face down defense mode and flips up in damage step, we can activate this in damage step, targeting it, making sure it survives, or keeping in attack mode if we feel we need to let it live. Even if we do take the damage, it still puts a counter on Twisted regardless. So we're going to normal summon that. We're going to set 3 to our back row, and we're going to pass. They draw on a Dust Tornado, really good draw for them here. They're going to normal summon Double Costin. They're going to have Dragon Zombie swing into our Bowganian. We're going to Sphere Karibo that. They're going to have Costin swing in to our Bowganian. We're going to Nightmare Wheel, and they're going to Toot and Mask it. Real strong. We're going to Chain Half Shut on the Double Costin, since this only protects it from one thing. So, actually, now that I just realized it, Toot and Mask is a counter trap, so we couldn't have done that. However, we could do this in a new chain, so actually won't make a difference, but I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's a counter trap. Forgot we had counter traps and speed outside of like Jammer and Trap Jammer. So either way, this could be used still in battle step or damage step. So it wouldn't have been chained to this, but it would have been used after the fact. So this will go to 950. Our boys at 13. 950 because it's 17 plus the 200 here. So 950, 13, as it says here. So it's going to be 350 damage times 2 because of the skill. So they're going to take 700, and they're going to pass. Double Costin doesn't die because half shot keeps it alive. In phase, we're going to Zoma, and then we will draw. So standby phase, we do 600 because of Bowganian, which puts a counter on Twisted. We're going to put Zoma in attack mode, and we're going to go into battle phase and have Bowganian swing into Dragon Zombie, swiftly killing that. Unfortunately, Zoma is only 18, Costin is 19 with the skills, so we can't get over it, so we will pass. They draw into another Double Costin, they normal summon that. They have that Costin swing into our Bowganian. We're going to Windstorm, switching both their monsters to defense mode and surviving another round. Haven't seen this in a while, have we? Standby phase. Draw phase, we draw a Bowganian. Standby, we do another 600 thanks to our boy, putting our counters up to 3. We're going to remove all 3 from personality to get rid of a Double Costin. We're going to normal summon a second one. Now we're going to be doing 1200 every standby phase, which is kind of crazy if both of these survive. We're going to have Zoma swing over Costin, because keep in mind, this does lower it by 200, so it's 1450 defense, but these still can't kill it. However, they do have the Twister for that. They'll pay the 500, we'll get a counter off the 500, but our Zoma is gone, so we are forced to pass. They draw into a Pyramid of Wonders. They put another counter on Ecto, so this is getting 400 from this, putting it at 21, and 300 from this, putting it at 24. They're going to have this swiftly swing over a Bowganian. We're going to take 1100. That's going to put a counter on our boy, but we do lose one of our monsters. And they pass. Standby phase, we get another 600 off and a third counter on Twisted. We're going to use our skill, trying to pop Costin, but Pyramid of Wonders will take the hit. We're going to switch Bowganian to defense, set the half shut, so half shut can keep this alive for their next turn. We're going to pass, but on the end phase, they flip Dust Tornado. Getting rid of our half shot, that's a huge play on their part. They draw into Dragon Zombie, they put another counter on their Ecto. They're going to go into battle phase, have Zombie swing over Bowganian, and have Double Costin swing in for 21, putting us down to 800. That still gives us a counter. We're not screwed, but we're pretty close to it. We have to top deck amazing here. Now, the thing is, if we were playing it as the double battle damage gets redirected through Swordswoman's effect, this is game. All we have to do is swing into Costin or Dragon Zombie, and that would be 500 times 2 or 600 times 2, and that would be game. Unfortunately, however, we're not doubling it, so unfortunately, we can't stop either one of these. They're both stronger than us. They draw into Snake Hair of all things. They have that swing over quickly, doing damage to us. Even if it doubled the damage, like I said, once again, if they do take double the battle damage, it put them down to 200. Still not enough for us to survive, where Dragon Zombie will swing in for game. So I'll get the right ruling on this one for sure, guys. I gotta figure it out real quick. We probably were supposed to take double, but as you saw, game 1 it didn't matter. So going into game 3, we like to go first, setting the world and passing. So they draw into Dragon Zombie. They open 2 of those, a Pyramid of Wonders, Dust Tornado, and Twister. We have Windstorm, 2 Nightmare Wheels, and a half shut. They're going to normal summon Dragon Zombie, put a counter on Ecto. They're going to set their Tornado and their Pyramid. They're going to keep Twister in hand, which is smart in case we fling a Zoma or a Nightmare Wheel. They're going to have Dragon Zombie swing. We're going to activate Nightmare Wheel. They're going to chain Twister. They're going to take 5, giving us a counter, but we're going to chain another Nightmare Wheel. And that one resolves. So their monster cannot attack. So then it is our turn. We draw into Zoma. They Dust Tornado in the draw phase, so we can't get this burn in the standby to discard the other potential Dragon Zombie. That's kind of a bold move on their part. I'm not sure if they needed to do that, but it does keep this alive so that they can summon another one the following turn and have an onslaught of monsters. So we're just going to set Zoma and half shut and pass. They draw into a third Dragon Zombie. They're going to normal summon that one. And they're not actually going to boost Ecto, which I find is very smart on their part because we have Zoma and Swordswoman, which is just redirecting all the damage. As long as Wonders is on the field, this 100 plus this 200, if we put any monster on the field, is making these guys 1900, which means even our Zomas can't kill them. So it's a smart move on their part to save themselves from losing more damage. But as soon as Wonders goes, then they'll start probably boosting this. At least I would assume they'd start boosting that. We're going to Windstorm the attack. Windstorm's so good. End phase, we're going to flip Zoma. And then we draw into Sphere Karibo. We're going to switch Zoma to attack mode and swing over one of these Dragon Zombies. They're going to take it. They're not going to let Pyramid take the hit. Makes sense though, because they have another Dragon Zombie. They draw into Zoma the Spirit. They summon the zombie, switching the other zombie, setting the Zoma, and swinging with their dragon. We're going to half shut their monster. This puts their guy at 950, attacking into an 1800. So they're going to take 950 damage, but because of the skill, they'll now take double. So they're going to take 1800. I actually wish I did this backward. I wish I let that go, had this die, had this do 19 to them, and then when this one swung, damage step flipped half shut, and they would have died. But upside here is now we're going to live longer because they can't attack this, and if we try to attack them the following turn and they don't have anything to stop this, they do lose. But even if they do have something to stop this, it makes them waste something and they still can't attack this. So we're in a very good position from this point. We draw into half shut, which makes it even easier. So we're going to battle phase. We're going to have Zoma attack. We're going to ask anything before damage step. They're going to respond with a no. So then we'll use the half shut and essentially do what we did last turn and quickly win game 3. So for Bowganian Lock, we're playing triple Bowganian. This is our win con. It's a burn deck, guys, but it's just a little extra. It's a little extra burn. Triple Swordswoman for that bounce off effect. Triple Sphere Karibo, triple Zoma the Spirit, triple Nightmare Wheel, triple Windstorm of Itakwa, and triple Floodgate Trap Hole. In the side deck, 2 Lava Golem, triple Half Shut, and 1 Blast held by a Tribute. Get rid of those pesky gaps or oracles or whatever. I almost want to main this still, but I think this is just better for the format currently. But as you saw, where this can be real clutch, also can protect this or protect this, and you know how the combo half shut works with Swordswoman. It'll survive, it'll be halved its attack, so they'll take even more damage. Always a really, really fun combo, especially when they have a Lava Golem on their field. Taking what would be 15, you half shut your Swordswoman, making it so they take 2250, and then on their turn they take the 1000 off Golem for 3250. Seems strong. Alternatively, for zombies, we play 1 Snakehair, 1 triple Dragon Zombie, triple double Causin, because these are still the strongest level 4 lower zombies in the game. 1 Bashing Shield, it's just real clutch when you need it. 2 Pyramid of Wonders, 2 Offerings of the Doomed. We never saw this, so we can't really say too much about it. Triple Zone with the Spirit, triple Adhesion Trap Hole. Make sure your boys are always bigger. Double Dust Tornado in the main deck. In the side deck, 2 Twister, 2 Teuton Mask. This was real clutch. The 3rd Dust Tornado and Awakening the Dragon with a beautiful... Oh my god, there's not a Thousand Eyes Restrict in here. Let's change that real quick. Let's get rid of this stupid zombie. Alright, perfect. That's the side. That's the extra deck. Anyways, guys, what did you think? Did you enjoy the video? Please leave your comments down below. Tell me if you liked, loved, or hated any of our card techs or choices. Please like and subscribe this video. As always, click that notification bell to get all of our latest updates. And I will see you guys in the next video. Yugi Bros out.